Hello my friends, welcome back, hope you're doing well. And in this video, I'm gonna walk through 7 different power moves for editing your photos that work all the time. These are little tricks and little tips that I use to accentuate my photos, especially my landscapes. And it includes one of the new features that came out in the spring release that Luminar just released. Let's go ahead and get into it. Here we go, I have this photo from Oregon and it started like that. It's currently like that. Now, I've made some basic adjustments to develop raw, and then super contrast, and then light depth, and as you can probably tell, I erased a few people and that sort of thing. So again, before and after. So I've kind of set the stage for my edit with these base edits in the tools that I mentioned, and what I want to do now is jump in and show you some of the tools or the tricks with the tools that I use to really get my landscapes to pop. The first one is I'm going to go into Structure AI because I do want to add some structure to like the sand, and this is Haystack Rock in Cannon Beach, Oregon, but I don't want to add it everywhere, so that's where masking comes in. And yes, I'm going to do a lot of masking in this video, including one of the new masking features, which I'm super excited about. So I'm going to go into the mask, I'm going to go to luminosity mask, and the first thing I want to do is figure out where do I want to put this. Well, I want to put this in some of the darker areas, the rock and the sand, which means I don't want it in the highlight. So I'm going to pull this luminosity mask away from the sky. If you're not familiar with luminosity masks, check out that video, which will explain these in a bit more depth. I'm going to go ahead and feather this mask. And as you can see, I'm able to really concentrate that mask in the key areas that I talked about, which is wanting to accentuate the sand and the rock. It just works perfectly every time. But the cool thing is, of course, there is a new feature in Mask Actions called feathering. I'm going to go back to Show Mask, and this feathering allows me to kind of smooth that out a little bit more and add a little bit more to it. So if you look at the before, and then you start slatting this, it's picking up a little bit more of that sand, which I like. You can also shift edge. I don't really need to do that here, but I'm going to go ahead and accept that mask and give this area a little bit of crunch. So there we go. 38 looks fine before and after, before and after. That was move number 1. Now, the second move I want to make is also with Structure AI, but as you can imagine, I'm going to do a little softening, and that's because I like smoother things like skies. I'm going to do a similar thing with masking, but not the same. This time, I'm going to grab an object mask, and that's going to grab this sky, and I highlight that, but if you look at that edge, it doesn't really get all the sky. I don't want the rock. You got to be careful where you put your mouse. But if you look at the sky edge, it's not really that clean, and that's where this new mask update comes in handy. So Mask Actions, and I need to click Show so you can see it, and I'm just going to feather the edge, and that's going to smooth that out a little bit, remove some of that halo, and I can also shift the edge. So I can drag that a little bit further to the right, and as you can see, it starts collapsing where that kind of halo edge was around the edge of the rock and the horizon. Now you need to play with these a little bit, which I'm not going to take the time to dial it in specifically in this video, but the more you play with it and the more you kind of play around and get specific, the better your mask quality is going to be. Okay, so I think something about like that looks good, and now I'm just going to smooth it out because I like smoother skies. So before and after, before and after. Now the next tool or next tip is something I do a lot and I talk about a lot, and that is using Accent AI to accentuate your subject. In a landscape, really in any photo, you've got a subject, whatever it may be. In this case, it's really Haystack Rock. I want to accentuate that with a radial gradient. I'm just going to drag this right up in here, and you can shape this a little bit to get the shape looking just the way you want. And then I'm just going to position that properly. Don't really need to move it like that or rotate it, but I want to make it a little bit taller. There you go. Simple mask, a little bit of Accent AI, and all it's going to do is pop a little bit of light, detail, color, contrast. It does a lot of things, but I'm going to pop that right onto my subject. So before and after just gives it a little bit more oomph and helps it stand out just a tiny bit more. Okay, the fourth one is going to be using a landscape, and I'm going to add golden hour. This is already kind of a golden hour type sunset look, but again, I want to be careful about my color, and I always want to be careful about color. But in this case, I want to get more golden look in that sky, and I'm going to do 2 things with the sky on 2 different tools. I'm going to show you that in a second, but I'm going to start again with a luminosity mask. Because it's based on light values, it allows me to come in and really pick the area, mostly the sky, some of the reflection of the sky and that sort of thing. And again, you need to spend a little bit of time dialing this in, and you want to do some feathering and that sort of thing. And I'm just going to play with this a little bit so I can get a little bit more specific. I think maybe something about like that. I'm going to pull this back a little bit here. There we go. Something about like that. I just want to add some golden touches to the brighter parts of the photo. Also note, it's going to pick up this section here, which is a little bit brighter, and that's where the sun is actually hitting Haystack Rock. So I'm going to go ahead and drag golden hour to the right, give that a little bit of oomph across the image in the highlight areas primarily. So before and after, gives it a nice little kick of warmth, and again, controlled it based on that luminosity mask. Now I mentioned I was going to do two things to the sky with these colors. The second one is toning, and in this case, I don't really need a mask because toning, if you're not familiar with it, it separates highlights and shadows and allows you to pick a color and add it to either one. In this case, I want to accentuate that golden tones in the highlights. I'm just going to take saturation, drag it to the right, and all it's doing is picking this hue, which I'm on. If you move this over, you can kind of see how that hue is shifting. The very far left is red. I'm going to leave it there. And all it's doing, I'm going to about 30, let's say, all it's doing is adding a little bit of kind of pink onto that golden hour sunset. So if you look at the before and the after, it's just a nice little accent of color just in the highlights, because that's what toning does. And I think that red kind of accentuates the golden that was already there, gives it a nice little finishing touch to that sunset light and color. Now my next tip, this is tip number 6, is using mystical. But again, if you apply this across the entire photo, I love what it does to the darker parts, but not the brighter parts. If you look at the before and the after, the darker parts is really the foreground on the rock. It just gives it a nice little bit of mood, a little bit of softening, but it takes the highlights, sky, right, before and after, it makes them a little bit brighter. I don't want that. Hey, that's the beauty of a luminosity mask. But this time we're going to do the opposite of what we did before, which is we're going to pull it away from the highlights and focus more on the shadow areas. So in this case, and I want to do a little bit of smoothing there. So I'm going to pull this back a little bit, something about like that, with a nice bit of feathering, maybe about like that. And now if you look at the foreground, before and after, it's just a nice little bit of extra mood. Luminosity mask helps control it. But again, you can go into masking, and I can also feather that mask. So if I show you the mask, I come in and feather it. It's going to give me a little bit more. You see it's zero feathering. It's not really covering this area. And you know why? Because that's a highlight. But if I start feathering the mask, it's based on what the mask is, not based on the tonal values, right? The original mask was based on tonal values, but now the feathering is based on the mask that's being created. So I can shift that a little bit by feathering, and it's picking up a little bit more of that area, which I like. So keep that in mind. This feathering is going to work on the mask that you've created, regardless of the kind of mask that it is. So before and after, just a nice little bit of mystical across the darker parts of the photo, avoiding the sky, therefore not making that brighter. And the last tip, this is tip number 7, is really just using a vignette to selectively control the light at the end of your edit. I always like to go a little bit heavy in the beginning, and I like a little bit of a rounder vignette at times. I like heavy feathering, but for me, I like to choose subject. And for me, the subject is, again, really Haystack Rock. So I'm going to drop that right in the middle of the Haystack Rock and its reflection. And the reason why is when you click choose subject, that's where the inner light is going to be based. So that's going to give me the ability to come in and just add a little bit more light there. And that's picking up the sunset that's setting off to the right, coming in and hitting that rock. It's a little bit brighter, complements what I did with that radial mask with Accent AI earlier. But then also the shadows get a nice little bit around the edges because I've darkened them because of the vignette. So before and after. And that's how I'm able to take a photo that it was a nice spot, it was nice light, it was a nice afternoon. It's obviously an interesting location, but flat raw file needed some work. And after a bit of filter work and masking work, taking advantage of feathering and edge shifting, I'm able to turn it into something that I'm really proud of. That's how I'm using these tools, and hope that gives you some ideas for your future edits, my friends. If you haven't yet picked up my free ebook all about editing in Luminar Neo, check it out at the link below. And I'll be back soon with more videos. You guys take care. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you soon. Until next time. Adios.